everyone. Going back to kind of the middle era, 80s, 90s, not quite 2000s. Today it's going to be Stone Temple Pilots, yet another band that I have never heard before. This is going to be their Interstate love song. Stone Temple Pilots is an American rock band formed in San Diego, California in 1989. It seems like there are a lot of bands sprouting up in California in the late 80s and 90s. It seems like that. I don't know what it was. All the high school kids just decided that was the cool thing to do back then. While initially rising to fame as part of the grunge movement of the early 1990s, further releases from the band expressed a variety of influences, including psychedelic rock, bossa nova, and classic rock. STP went on to become one of the most commercially successful rock bands of the 1990s, selling 40 million records worldwide, including 17.5 million units in the United States, before their dissolution in 2003. So it seems they really couldn't make it past 2000, or else they moved on into other things in their lives. Stone Temple Pilots were ranked number 40 on VH1's The 100 Greatest Artists of Hard Rock. One of the band's biggest hits, Interstate Love Song, reached number 1 on the US Billboard Album Rock Tracks chart on September 17, 1994. It also peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Modern Rock Tracks chart, and in Iceland as well as number 20 in Canada. In 2009, it was named the 57th... Don't ask me where these numbers are coming from. In 2009, it was named the 58th best hard rock song of all time by VH1. The song was ranked at number 17 on Australian alternative music station Triple J's Hottest 100 Countdown of 1994, and Pitchfork ranked it at number 175 on its list of the top 200 tracks of the 1990s. Well, seems like this song has been around the world, all the way to Iceland. So, let's see what this Interstate love song sounds like. You know, I don't know, I haven't seen anything Interstate come up yet, but this has the feeling of kind of a song that you'd listen to driving down the road with your windows open, perhaps, or not necessarily open, but it feels like that kind of music. You know, the sound is kind of nice, but I liked the introduction where it has, should I say, it feels like it's off in the distance a bit. It feels like it is somehow, the resonance is not really echoing, but there's a quality to it that makes it feel like, I don't know, I'm kind of in a different space, and somewhere off in the distance I'm hearing the music. Muted, mellow, and the guitar. I like this bit of guitar melody inserted in here, and it's not really serving as the focal point. It's more the beat and the pulse that is what's setting us up here. But still, this bit of melody in here is nice. Maybe that's what makes it feel like it's far away because it is set back away from the percussion. Like I'm almost in a large concert hall that's dark. Maybe someone's practicing, rehearsing, but it's off back in the corner, and I'm in this large space, and I hear the sound swirling around me, and that's how everything starts off. And suddenly, we're right in front. Okay, so let's go back to here now.
Like a hand that rusted chain. So do you laugh or does it cry? Reply.
And it's really, going back to what I noticed about what's front, what's back. We have the bass and the drums very prominent. And the bass actually has a nice bit of lively playing to do, doesn't it? Bum dee-dee-dee-dee, dee-dee-dee-dum, bum dee-dee-dee-dee, dee-dee-dee-dum. The voice actually sounds pretty nice. It's set further back. And yes, I know that's kind of the style of things, but I'm looking at the lyrics and the story that is kind of being told here, and I'm thinking about the music and how the two go together. And okay, this doesn't seem to be about driving down an interstate. It's more a train trip, and probably across state lines. Maybe that's where the interstate comes from. Interstate love song. But as I said, it kind of makes me feel like I could say a traveling song, not just a driving song, a traveling song. There is this feeling of motion, and that is more in your face than the story itself. So it's kind of like the voice is the person, the individual, telling the story. And this person is sitting on the train, and whatever events happened to get him on the train happened. But now he's kind of in his own world, and as the scenes are traveling, flying past the window, the motion of the train, that is what he's feeling as he kind of meditates and reflects on the happenings of yesterday. But the music does a really good job of creating that feeling of somehow the voice is not, even though it's the main part of the story, it's not in the center of the story. It's not in the center of the music. It's not the thing that really grabs your attention and holds you there. It's back a bit. Well, looking at the lyrics, only yesterday you lied. Only promises of what I seemed to be. Only watch the time go by. All of these things you've said to me. And so this idea that, there's this person is somehow not in the center of the story where they should be. And as they're traveling, all this events of yesterday, the thought of the lies, trying to understand. It says, reading between what I've read between the lines, your lies, trying to make sense of all that happened as they're now traveling to maybe clear their head, get a new start. But the music itself does a good job of placing the proximity, placing the character, placing the story, even though it's really quite simple, isn't it? You have this nice lively bass. You have the percussion, you have the melody, you have the guitar, but nothing really jumps out as, oh wow, that was just incredible. But it shouldn't, because it shouldn't take our attention from this scenario, this story that is being told here. Traveling
is the hardest thing to do. With all I said and all the step you lied, goodbye. Leaving on a southern train only yesterday.
Here, that's it's always interesting to me, this idea of perspective. From what perspective are we hearing this story? Is the story being presented to us? Or what is the paradigm from which we what is our vantage point? What is our attention? Where is our attention? What is our focus? And of course, with a lot of rock music, as I've learned, there are a lot of stories of personal experience, and perhaps we could say generic stories that are generic so that they can fit many different experiences, and we can feel them as they relate to us in our own particular experience. This is one of those. At the same time, it's not the only one. There are many stories, and I've heard quite a few in this journey so far, and I'm sure there are dozens, hundreds more, dealing with these very common experiences of life. Conflict of relationships, disappointments, inner turmoil of various kinds, for various reasons. Sometimes crimes, sometimes violence, sometimes, well, here, lies and dishonesty, destroying a relationship. But I always love noticing how the music makes us experience it. What part of the story do we get to focus on through the music? Because the music has the power to shape the story in such specific ways. This one, I'm trying to think a better way to express it, a better way to explain how I hear it, how I feel it, how I see it. But the best I can come up with right now is to simply say, it is the feeling one has after an event like this. You're still a bit dizzy from it. You don't quite understand it. You're not sure you even behaved properly within the whole heat of the moment. But the fact is, something happened that was unacceptable. You lied goodbye. It's expressing love and the fact that, okay, I don't know if I really want to leave this person. I don't know if I really am happy with the choice I made, but I have my boundaries. I have my limits. You lied goodbye. So there's that. And I'm sitting on the train and I'm trying to make sense of all of this. And the train is moving. I've taken the steps I've done. I'm on a train headed south now and I'm leaving. That's it. But somehow it's the world of the train that kind of takes over this experience, and I'm lost in thought, but I feel the motion of the train, the noise around me, the scenery, nothing really specific, but it's a feeling of maybe numbness and disbelief at the whole turn of events. And there are certain things in this experience that are so ordinary, and we feel them so powerfully. I am stepping onto a train now. I'm sitting down in a train. I am leaving. I feel the train moving. I can't quite believe that this is all happening, and yet this is all that I feel. I don't quite feel the emotional trauma that I know I just went through, but I haven't gotten to that point in the process yet. To me, this music is setting up that perspective on the lyrics. And as I said, I love hearing how the music shapes our perception of a story, of a scenario, of an idea. How do we view it through the music? And that's how I hear this one. So that's my first experience with Stone Temple Pilots and their Interstate love song. And it's in spite of it being an incredibly simple, I'm not a judge of all the details of style. I'm on this journey to discover and explore and learn more myself. But from what I've heard, it feels fairly, shall I say, standard? But within that standard feeling, this is the story that comes out to me through the music. And I like that. So, a great listening experience, the Interstate love song. Let's see what comes next, and I'll see you soon.